The 43rd edition of the Dakar Rally ran in the first half of January in the rugged terrain of Saudi Arabia. Here's the second part of our chat with South African motorsport legend and 2009 champion, Giniel de Villiers.
Yeah, look, in Dakar, experience counts for a lot, that's why you will always see the guys which have done the Dakar quite a few years are always the ones that are on the top at the end of the race. I always reckon it takes if you start off in the Dakar, it takes between 3 and 5 years for you to get enough experience in the race to be able to contend for the victory and, to be on the podium consistently. The race is so varied and there's so many things that can happen, and there's so many different terrains and things that you come across, and the biggest secret is that you need to know where to go fast and where to slow down. Nowadays the pace is so high that you're pretty much flat out from the beginning, but there's still some sections where you just need to know where to slow down, and that only comes with experience. And a lot of the top drivers in the world, a guy like Sebastian Loeb has done 4 or 5 Dakars now and he hasn't won the race yet, and I reckon he's the best rally driver in the world. Even a guy like Carlos Sainz, it took him 4 or 5 years before he won his first race. Experience definitely counts for quite a lot in the Dakar. Team dynamic is very important in a race like this. The race is long, 14 days, a lot of kilometers covered. You spend a lot of time inside the car every day, anything between, 6 and 12 hours a day. So it's very important to get along with your navigator, the guy sitting next to you. You basically, it's almost like a marriage for these 2 weeks. So yeah, it's important to get along. Sometimes when he doesn't really need to say something, you know what he means. It's a crucial thing, and I think that the co-driver is even more important in a race like the Dakar Rally, where there is some, real navigation. So yes, you need to have a good co-driver, and you need to get along well. In the team, it's also important, that everybody pulls in the same direction. Like I said, the race is very long, and everybody needs to do their little bit. We've got about 50 people in the team. Everybody needs to do their little bit to make sure that the whole wheel turns correctly and that nothing goes wrong. If a mechanic or engineer forgets something, or if he calculates the fuel wrong, or if a mechanic leaves a screw loose, that can cost you the race at the end of the day. So it's very important that everybody is really concentrated and does their job perfectly correctly for you to achieve success. So the race is a bigger team effort than people think. Yeah, look, the win this year was the highlight on stage 5. We didn't have many highlights, but that was definitely the highlight. And even nicer was Brian Baragwanath, which came second behind us. So it was a South African 1-2 on stage 5, which was very rewarding. It was certainly one of the toughest stages of the race. The first stage, or the only stage, I didn't have a puncture. We had a pretty clean stage, but it was pretty much the only stage we had a clean stage. In the Dakar, it's always nice to win a stage. It's very difficult to win a stage. But yeah, like I said, just really nice that 2 South Africans could be on the podium in stage 5. And we would have liked to get 1 or 2 more wins under the belt, but this year just wasn't to be. People normally say they prepare for a whole year for the Dakar, and that's pretty much how it is. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes now to sort of assess what happened in this year's race, what went wrong, where can we improve. That all is happening right now, and then from there we'll take decisions on the way forward, what we need to improve, where we need to improve, which direction we need to take. So it's pretty much a year-long preparation. We also have other races in the year that we do. We do a couple of other races. We do in South Africa, we do the South African Championship here, and then we also normally do 1 or 2 international races throughout the year. And these are all, although you want to win them, you use some of them to test some new parts and stuff, with an eye on the Dakar Rally, because at the end of the day, that's the biggest race. It's like the Tour de France in cycling. So everybody sort of gears up towards that, and it's a long process, the preparation. Personally, you need to make sure that you're quite fit, you know, to do the Dakar. People always think you're just sitting in the car and turning the steering wheel. All the guys at the top nowadays are you know, really fit, because the race is so long. The fitter you are, the better you recover, and the quicker you can perform at you know, at full capacity. Typically before the race I'll be 5 days a week on my mountain bike, do quite a lot. Then I also do a bit of running and then some gym work to just, you know, get the core strong and things like that. You also need to drive, because if you want to play tennis well, you need to play tennis, and that's also part of it. But you know, I spend quite a lot of time, especially in November and December, getting fit. And when you get to, you know, sort of beginning of the Dakar Rally, I'm definitely the fittest I am during the year. Well, I would dearly like to win another rally. You know, if you have a rally like this year where it's so frustrating, you know, with all the things that go wrong, then you think of the years you did where, you know, you had a good year and things did go more according to plan. But it would be really nice to win another Dakar Rally, and especially in a South African built car. I mean, I won the race in 2009 for a German team, and it would be wonderful to win it for a South African team in a South African built car and everything locally developed here. So, you know, that would be my ultimate. But, you know, this race is so difficult to win. It's not the most difficult race in the world to win for nothing, but for sure I'm definitely going to give it another shot or two to try and see if I can't win the race in a South African car.
And